staying with the NBA, and once again, we've had a few shows here. We've lost some legendary sports figures. Marvin Hagler, lost Hank Aaron earlier in the year, and we've lost another one, Elgin Baylor, 86 years old, lived a full life. But if you're an NBA historian, if you've watched any of the NBA documentaries, or Celtics fans here, we always remember the Russell Celtics versus the Weston Baylor Lakers, and that's how I remember Elgin Baylor. So, Brandon, what are your thoughts on Elgin Baylor passing away this week?
Well, first off, for the viewers out there, if you like what you're watching, make sure you give us a subscribe, give us a like, follow us on Twitter. We're coming back with some great content every single week for you, which I think we've even shocked ourselves with how much content we're delivering. We just keep it coming. But yeah, Elgin Baylor, we're talking about a legend, one of the greatest centers of all time. Like you said, played some great matchups in the playoffs against the Celtics. We're talking about, like I said, one of the best centers of all time. When you think about best centers of all time, obviously there's Shaquille O'Neal for some of our younger viewers, but Elgin Baylor, Bill Russell, Wilt Chamberlain, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Those are some of the names that I think of. And Elgin Baylor's, like I said, he's up there. He's one of them. A great player, a great offensive player. And I think what the best thing that you've been seeing is everybody was saying he was such a great man. And I think that's the best thing. Everybody was saying, we're really missing out on a great person. And, take away the basketball, take away all the great things he did. Elgin Baylor was that great guy that made an impression on everybody that he met, kind of like a Bill Russell. Where Bill Russell is just, a larger-than-life person and just carries so much. And you just think more than basketball when it comes to Bill Russell. And I think that's the same with Elgin Baylor. And yeah, I guess when you start a show and start a sports show in the crazy year of 2020 like we did, that you're going to probably cover some unfortunate events like this. But we're going to keep highlighting when we do lose these legends because they deserve it. They deserve this time, and I'm glad that we're highlighting a great like Elgin Baylor.
Yeah, no question. I think sports fans gotta look back to the trendsetters and the athletes that really helped these current players. You see the salaries coming out for these players, and good for them. They're making money, and that's awesome. We've talked about how athletes need to make a certain amount of money in their shorter careers because that has to last them the rest of their life. So I have no problem with athletes making a lot of money, and it's these types of players that have helped the current players get to where they are. So Elgin Baylor, legend in the NBA. It's so hard to now kind of figure out where guys rank in the NBA, especially because the NBA has seen such an influx of talent over the past decade or so. Elgin Baylor was probably a top 20 player at least. Even 20 years ago. And now I don't know if he is, unfortunately, just because there's been so many good players. But he's, Hall of Famer, all-time great. I don't believe he ever won an NBA championship. I think he retired without winning an NBA title, he's one of those guys you wish had won an NBA title. Those Lakers teams just could never get past the Celtics. But he played with Jerry West, and he played with a lot of good Lakers. And typical Laker, like a very flashy, smooth player. But again, I wish he could have won a title. Even though I'm a Celtics fan, seeing a Laker win a title, I don't often say that, but I wish he did because he's a class act, and I think he'll surely be missed. Not having that guy around.
Yeah, I think especially in Laker Nation, they're really going to be missing him, and hopefully we'll get a chance, one of these first games back that the LA has fans, hopefully that they'll do a little something to honor Elgin Baylor because I think he definitely deserves that because he's definitely a legend, especially for the Lakers.